Hey, welcome friends. I thought I would show you our library. Thank you for coming to join me for my room tour. And so here we go. I think this used to be the former office in the house, and then they changed it to a library and added an office where the patio used to be. So here we have a map, Oregon Trail. We once visited Chimney Rock out west of western Nebraska and saw also Oregon Trail tracks in Guernsey, Wyoming, and saw Devil's Tower. This, I got it Amazon. It can hold wax melts, but I found they gave me headaches. This is a crystal decanter we found at, I believe it was Counting Stars, one of our favorite antique shops. And there is my first macrame actually that I ever made. I know where the flaws are, but I still like it. We got this at a little antique shop. My husband thought it reminded me of something of Gryffindor, and you could tilt this so it could be laying flat, but I think it's cool on the wall. Like I said, it reminds me. The whole point of the library was to kind of set it up like a common room on Hogwarts. Here's a bar. We weren't intending to buy a bar when we first moved in here, but we saw this at Blue Bicycle Antique Shop and just thought it was so cool. So here is crystal glassware. That was probably, I think we got that at a thrift shop in Southern Pines. And that was a decanter set from my daughter to my husband for Christmas. And then over here we have a sake set with chopsticks from my good friend in California, Miss Mickey. And then we got some chopstick rests that look like our kitties. And in the center, we have some wine. I'd like to get some better way to hold the wine so it doesn't roll. And as you can see, we don't have a lot of bottles. We've been drinking some more. So, trying to get a red wine in. Then over here, we have more glassware. Also from the thrift shop in Southern Pines. They take cash only, but they always have such great stuff. Thank goodness there's an ATM down the street. And then over here is just where we keep the wine, Moscow Mule mugs. And this thing here, my husband found. So what this does, my husband found it at Cotton Exchange. And it opens up. And he thought this would be pretty cool for charcuterie or snacks or anything like that. So pretty nifty and unique. Never seen anything like it. So that's what's in the bar. So that's the bar. And then here, these two chairs came from the Cotton Exchange. I wanted something that was a little more formal, high-backed. I love a good wing chair. I didn't want a super busy pattern. So you can kind of see they've got a little bit of a pattern to them. More subtle. Blue more like Ravenclaw, so more so than Gryffindor. But I guess that's kind of the blending of our two aesthetics, because I believe he tested for Gryffindor, which there's the red walls and the red fireplace. And I even have a Ron Weasley blanket that I made myself. So, and I have a Hermione one. I used to have Harry and Ginny, but I think I gave those to my daughters. But the blue is more Ravenclaw. And here is a pillow I hand-stitched for my mother. When she passed away, I asked my dad if I could have it back, since it's my two daughters when they were little in their hands. It was one of the few gifts I gave my mom that she actually cried when she received it, so I thought that was really special. As you can see, we have a lot of books, and wait till I show you the office. There's even more in there. I like oil lamps, so I've been collecting those. The table came from the Pick and Coop. It's one of our other favorite mini antique stores. I liked the fact that it had the really cool claw feet on it. The rug also goes really well with all the colors in here. I'm not sure, honestly. I don't remember where we got it. I want to say maybe Lowe's, maybe. Then in the other part of it, I wanted like, not a couch, more of a love seat. But then I saw this, and it was so unique and different. I believe we got it at Kimbrell's, which is a furniture store here in town. I like that it's large enough you can actually lay on it and nap. We've all tried it. The dog especially loves it. And so, and then it still kind of has the openness because of the corner. So then over here we have some pictures. This is one of Jesus and the sheep. It's done by Young Kim. And then to go with our maps, because we like maps so much, this we got at, I believe it was Reverie or either LeClaire's, 2 local shops downtown. And then that is a picture. That angel is actually downtown. My husband took that picture. So, and then over here, this little end table came from Cotton Exchange. It's been moved around. It started in the entryway as an entry table, but it's kind of small. Then it got moved to another room as an end table, a nightstand, but didn't really like it there. So now it's been moved into here and it fits perfectly. It's where it should have started a long time ago. The lamp also is a 2-way lamp, not 3-way, 2-way. And it came from Pick and Coop. I just love the unique shape of it. And I usually don't turn it on the lower setting. I usually keep it on the higher setting just because this room not having any direct windows and daylight is a darker room, which also adds to the mood. That chair, I've had that chair almost 20 years. It's made it through a lot of moves. It unfortunately broke a leg when we moved here and wood glued it, and it's pretty secure. The pillow was made by my mother-in-law because it looks like our kitties and it has books, which is, you can see, we love. And this little book holder came from Blue Bicycle Antiques. It was not very expensive. It's like 25 bucks. So I didn't think that was bad at all. Of course, all the books. We get most of our books from either Second and Charles, which is a local bookshop, Thrift Books online, or Amazon. And then, of course, the little kitty condo. I believe that came from Five and Below. And they go through cycles where they lay in it and then they don't because they're Gomers. There's a picture of Omaha. That was not taken by either of us. My husband purchased that because he just liked the scene, which is a great scene. That is a local artist. I believe his name is William Holland. And then, of course, there's us. And then this, actually, all the cutouts were already there, and I don't believe it was meant to be framed, but I thought it was cool. So there's Lenny in the top left corner. Bottom left is Lexi, and then bottom right is Miss Mika. And then there's the market house. I have this, kind of like to collect pictures of places where we live, because there's another picture of Omaha that he purchased with the other picture. And then that came from Turner Lane. And I think that is a purchase picture of the market house. And that came from Reverie. And that is a picture I took of the market house. Then that came from Amazon. Thought it was a neat way to incorporate the cross. This is a picture of, I've got a bad reflection in the light, it's not very good, but it's downtown Omaha, Jean Leahy Mall, which is no longer there. They've revamped it and it's going to be a different type of mall. But I took that picture. And then I purchased this one online of an older picture of the market house. Sorry for bad reflections, but it is what it is. And we have 2 Dutch doors in our house, which I thought was interesting. I didn't know how much I'd enjoy them, but I really do. It would have been great if we had small children as a way to kind of block them in different places. So all of our books, some have been purchased online too because there's like dictionaries and encyclopedias. Those are seashells I collected at the beach with my daughter at Wrightsville Beach down by Wilmington. And here on the bookshelf, more books. And here's a little miniature scene. I always like those little tucked away scenes within the pictures, within the books. My husband gave that to me for Christmas last year. Then here is our Turkish coffee set. I used to make quite a bit of Turkish coffee, but it's been a while, so I need to try and do it again. There's my husband's humidor. And then over here, this little case came from Blue Bicycle, and he stores his pipes in there. and then pipe cleaners and matches and cigar cutters and stuff like that. So it made a perfect spot for putting his different pipes and things like that. This is a book of just Bibles. My husband and I kind of have a tendency to rescue orphaned Bibles that are like cheap or in the giveaway bin. We just hate to see them homeless, so to speak. And some of these are my old Bibles. There's one that's, we have these old ones like this with amazing pictures, but this one here, this was my grandmother's New Testament. So that's pretty cool. And then this one was left in the house when we moved in, so we kept it. And this was my old Bible from when I was in high school. And this one isn't a Bible, but it's Bible history. Then there's more books and more books. And there's Miss Lexi. You're gonna have to go around, silly kitty. Nope, I'm not opening the door for you. There's another way. You're smart, you can figure it out. And then here's our mantle. The candle holder on the right used to have a matching one that was a little bit shorter, and it broke unfortunately when we moved. The mantle clock that chimes starts at 5 a.m. and stops at 11 p.m. automatically. That came from Amazon. And we have a little Statue of Liberty. I think it used to be a radio, and we got her at an antique shop. I don't know if it's Cotton Exchange or Blue Bicycle, but one of those, because that's one of the many of our favorites. The beeswax candle holder on the left, it winds up, it's supposed to be able to burn for 80 hours. It actually, when the wick gets down to that holder, puts itself out, which is kind of cool. That came from Amazon. And our picture of the world map, that came from Hobby Lobby. We have a gas fireplace that used to be connected to a propane tank, but we had that removed because we'd like to get it connected to the city line. Then we'd also get a gas stove for the kitchen. And there's my husband's cast iron cigar ashtray. And then we have the final bookshelf over here where there's family pictures and more books. There's a compass that is my husband's, and he's got pictures of buffalo. That's taken from the view of his apartment where he lived. He didn't take these pictures, he purchased them, but it's still taken from where his apartment was in Buffalo when he lived there. And then there's another view of Buffalo and the area where he lived. We have an old record player. He'd like a newer one, or a better one, but it still works. It plays well, so we enjoy it. Someday I'm going to figure out how to hide those cords. If anyone has any suggestions for ways to decorate and hide the cords, please let me know, because I'd love to know. This is a radio I got off Amazon. Saw it on other YouTube videos, and I just thought it was the coolest thing, so I had to get myself one. It's been well worth the investment. We have the Pledge of Allegiance. That also came from Amazon. And then over here, these are kind of, this one has, we like to do crossword puzzles together at night. And it also has different maps and restaurant menus. And then over here is just kind of a catch-all as well. And then down here we have records and puzzles. And then over here, more games. So that is the tour of our library. And I thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if there's any questions that you have about where I found things or anything that interests you, please let me know. I would be happy to share what I know. And hope you come back and join me for the next room tour. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.